$18,000. Gone. Not to a scammer, not to a bad investment, to a tax form she didn't know existed. Linda is 58, a retired teacher from Phoenix, Arizona. She did everything right. She found an apartment in Sevilla. She paid her local property tax every year on time. And she almost lost $18,000 anyway. Here's the thing nobody tells you about retiring in Spain. There isn't one tax trap waiting for you. There are three. They run silently, simultaneously, and they all explode at the exact same moment. The day you try to sell your property or settle your affairs. This is the story of how Linda found out, and what her life looks like now that she didn't lose the money. Sevilla, southern Spain, Andalusia. Population 800,000. It sits on the Guadalquivir River, about an hour's drive from the Atlantic coast. This is not a tourist city pretending to be livable. It is a lived-in city that happens to be beautiful. Linda's profile: 58 years old, retired teacher, Phoenix, Arizona. $2,100 a month. That's her pension. $40,000 in savings. Widowed. One daughter in Denver. She wasn't looking for an adventure exactly. She was looking for a reason to leave the house every day. In Phoenix, $2,100 a month means rent, groceries, utilities, and not much else. The sun is free, but the air conditioning bill is not. She was eating alone 4 nights a week in an apartment that cost $1,200 a month and felt like a waiting room. In Sevilla, that same $2,100 is a different life entirely. A one-bedroom apartment in the Triana neighborhood, across the river from the tourist center, where actual Sevillanos live, runs between $700 and $900 a month. That's $300 a month back in her pocket before she's even had breakfast. Monthly transport pass, $41. A meal at a local restaurant, $14. A 3-course dinner for 2 at a mid-range place, $58. Sevilla's cost of living for a single person runs around $1,780 a month all in, according to WISE's 2026 data. Linda's budget covers it, with room left over. But before any of that life was possible, Linda had to navigate something that almost derailed the whole plan. She'd bought a small apartment in Sevilla, a €200,000 property, intending to use it part of the year and eventually sell it. She paid her IBI, the local property tax, every year, dutifully, on time, and she thought that was it. It wasn't. PTI Returns, a Spanish tax compliance firm, puts it plainly. Many non-resident property owners believe that paying their IBI completes their Spanish tax duties. But that's only half the story. The other half has a name, Modelo 210, and Linda had never heard of it. Here's how the first clock works. If you own a Spanish property and it's not your primary residence, even if it sits empty, even if you use it yourself on vacation, Spain considers that property to be generating imputed income. You owe annual tax on that deemed income, every year, via Modelo 210. Miss it, and the debt compounds quietly. The math. Spain takes 1.1% of your property's cadastral value as the deemed income, or 2% if the value hasn't been revised recently. On a cadastral value of €100,000, that's €2,000 of imputed income. As a U.S. non-resident, you pay 24% tax on that. €480 a year, not devastating, until you miss 5 years of it. And here's the part that stings. AEAT, Spain's tax authority, is no longer looking the other way. Iberian Tax reported in June 2026 that the nobody will notice approach is, quote, no longer realistic. AEAT now cross-references utility contracts, bank data, telecoms, and rental platforms like Airbnb to identify non-resident property owners who aren't filing. The net is tighter than it's ever been. That's Clock 1. Clock 2 is the Plusvalía Municipal, a separate local tax on the increase in your land's value, paid to the town hall within 30 working days of a sale. Since a 2021 court ruling, sellers can choose whichever calculation method gives them the lower bill. Good news, except that even if you made no profit, you still have to file and prove it. Many sellers assume no profit means no filing. That assumption is wrong, and it costs money. Clock 3 is the one that nearly got Linda. When a non-resident sells a Spanish property, the buyer is legally required to withhold 3% of the total sale price and hand it to AEAT. On a €200,000 sale, that's €6,000 held by the Spanish tax authority. You're supposed to get it back, or most of it, by filing Modelo 210 within 4 months of the sale. But here's what LibreTax confirmed in April 2026. When you file for that refund, AEAT reviews your entire tax history for that property. Every missed Modelo 210 filing surfaces at that exact moment. AEAT can offset unpaid taxes against your refund, or block it entirely pending an audit. Penalties stack on top. Combined, missed annual filings, plusvalía, capital gains reconciliation, interest, and penalties. On a mid-range Sevilla property, a non-compliant non-resident can plausibly face 15,000 to 20,000 euros in avoidable losses. That's where the $18,000 figure comes from. It's not one mistake. It's 3 silent clocks, all going off at once. Linda found out about all of this from a neighbor in Triana, a British woman who'd sold her apartment the year before and spent 6 months untangling the mess. Linda called a local gestor, a Spanish tax advisor who specializes in non-resident property owners. The consultation cost her €500. The gestor filed her back Modelo 210 returns, structured the plusvalía correctly, and made sure the 3% withholding refund came back clean. €500, $18,000 saved. If you're following Linda's journey and want to see where the rest of our crew ends up, Dave in Valencia, Robert weighing up healthcare in Alicante, Jim and Carol trying to make $3,200 stretch in Mallorca, hit subscribe. These deep dives take time to get right, and your subscription is what keeps them honest and coming. Now, a word about the visa, because it matters and it connects directly to the tax story. The non-lucrative visa is the main legal residency route for U.S. retirees in Spain, since Spain abolished the Golden Visa in April 2025. To qualify in 2026, you need to show €28,800 a year in passive income. That's $2,400 a month. Linda's $2,100 falls just short for the primary applicant threshold. That means Linda's path involves careful planning, supplementing with savings, or spending part of the year in Spain without crossing the 183-day threshold that triggers full Spanish tax residency. Here's the bind. The NLV renewal now requires more than 183 days of real residence in Spain. That same threshold triggers worldwide income taxation in Spain. It's not a coincidence. Talk to a qualified advisor before you book the flight. This is not a DIY situation. One more thing on the tax side, then we're done with the paperwork forever. If Linda becomes a Spanish tax resident, Spain does not recognize the Roth IRA's tax-free status. Moving to Spain.com's June 2026 guide is unambiguous. Convert Roth IRAs before you become a Spanish tax resident. And yes, Americans file both a Spanish return and a U.S. Form 1040 every year regardless. The U.S.-Spain tax treaty and the foreign tax credit on Form 1116 usually prevent actual double payment, but the complexity is real and the advisor cost is real. Budget for it. All right, paperwork's done. Let's talk about what Linda's Tuesday actually looks like, because that's the point of all of this. The €500 advisor fee, the careful visa planning, the 3 clocks she diffused. None of it matters unless the life on the other side is worth it. So, Tuesday morning in Triana. 7:30 a.m. The city is already awake, but not yet loud. Linda walks 4 minutes to the Mercado de Triana, a covered market built on the site of a medieval castle. the old castle of San Jorge, right at the foot of the Isabel II bridge. The corridors smell of salt cod and fresh bread and something frying that she still hasn't identified but orders every time. She pulls up a stool at one of the market bars, orders a bowl of salmorejo, Sevilla's answer to gazpacho, except thicker, creamier, cold, topped with jamon and hard-boiled egg. A glass of house wine. She watches the city unfold around her. The whole thing costs under €5. In Phoenix, a sad desk lunch cost her 12. The vendors know her name now, not because she speaks Spanish. She took 1 year in college and remembers approximately 4 words, none of them useful, but because she shows up. She points, she smiles, and she eats everything they hand her with visible enthusiasm. Turns out that's a universal language. She's been called La Americana del Salmorejo by at least 2 stall owners. She considers this a significant cultural achievement. By 10 a.m., she's done with the market and walking back through Triana's streets. The ceramics workshops are opening, the tiled facades catching the morning sun, the smell of coffee drifting from every doorway. This neighborhood is where expats who stay longer than a week tend to end up. It feels lived in rather than staged. There's a difference, and you feel it immediately. Afternoons belong to the siesta, not because Linda is tired, but because the city simply slows down and fighting it is pointless. Sevilla gets over 40 degrees Celsius in July and August. That's 104 Fahrenheit. Linda is from Phoenix. She knows heat. But the infrastructure here is different. Shuttered windows, cool marble interiors, shaded plazas, and a cultural consensus that the city pauses between 2 and 5 p.m. and nobody apologizes for it. Evenings start late. Dinner at 9 p.m. is early. 10 is normal. Midnight is when the conversation gets interesting. Linda spent her first 2 weeks fighting this schedule, and her next 2 weeks surrendering to it. Now, she considers eating at 7 p.m. a sign of personal failure. She has become, without quite meaning to, a Sevillana. The tapas culture here is structurally different from anything in the U.S. At traditional bars, a tapa often comes free with a drink. A full afternoon of small plates, croquetas, tiny fried squid called puntillitas, espinacas con garbanzos, which is a Moorish Andalusian spinach and chickpea dish that sounds humble and tastes like a revelation, runs 10 to 15 euros. Linda has stopped thinking about this in dollar terms because it makes her feel slightly insane. She found her community at the Mercado de la Encarnacion, the city center market where Sevillanos do their weekly shopping and meet friends. It's a social hub as much as a food market. She goes on Thursdays. There's a group of women, 2 Spanish, 1 Dutch, 1 Irish, who have adopted her with the cheerful aggression of people who have decided you belong with them whether you like it or not. She likes it very much. On a Tuesday last month, just because she felt like it, she went to a flamenco show at a small tablao in Triana. Not the tourist version, a real one, in a room with 40 people, where the dancer's footwork shook the floor and the singer's voice did something to the air that Linda does not have words for in English or Spanish. Ticket? 22 euros. She cried a little. She is not embarrassed about this. Now for the honest part. Because this channel doesn't do brochures, distance is real. Linda's daughter is in Denver. A flight home from Sevilla to Denver runs $600 to $900 round trip, and the time difference means phone calls happen at awkward hours. She misses her daughter. She misses her granddaughter's school plays. That's not a small thing, and it doesn't get smaller. Language fatigue is real too. Linda's Spanish is improving, slowly, stubbornly, with a Phoenix accent that makes actual Spaniards visibly suppress smiles. Bureaucracy in a second language is exhausting in a way that's hard to describe until you've spent 45 minutes at a government office trying to explain something that would take 30 seconds in English. She has a gestor for the tax stuff, She needs one for the rest of life too, at least for the first year. And the summers. 300 days of sun per year sounds perfect until July hits and the sun becomes a physical presence with opinions. Utility bills in July and August, air conditioning running constantly, can reportedly reach 150 to 250 euros a month, well above the annual average. Linda budgets for it. She also budgets for the fact that she spends most of August sitting very still under a fan, eating cold salmorejo and feeling entirely at peace with her choices. The verdict. Linda's $2,100 a month in Sevilla covers a one-bedroom apartment in Triana, daily market breakfasts, tapas dinners 4 nights a week, a monthly transport pass, private health insurance, required for the visa, runs 50 to 150 euros a month, and still leaves a small cushion. She is not rich. She is comfortable in a way she wasn't in Phoenix. That's the actual number that matters. The blunt take. The tax situation in Spain is genuinely complex for American non-resident property owners, and the consequences of ignoring it are genuinely expensive. The 500 euro advisor fee is not optional. It's the cost of entry. But once you've paid it and sorted your compliance, the complexity recedes. It doesn't disappear, but it stops being the thing you think about every morning. What you think about instead is what to order at the market bar. Linda didn't move to Sevilla to become a tax expert. She moved because she was tired of eating alone in a Phoenix apartment on a pension that barely covered the rent. The $18,000 she almost lost wasn't just money. It was 2 years of Sevilla mornings, the salmorejo, the Thursday market women, the Tuesday flamenco show she went to just because she felt like it. The trap was real. The advisor cost 500 euros. The life it unlocked is worth more than the number. That's the story. Now I want to hear from you. Which of our crew are you closest to? Are you Linda, fixed income, going it alone, looking for community? Are you Robert, cautious, healthcare first, watching every euro? Or are you Jim and Carol, trying to make a combined budget stretch far enough to feel young again? Drop your age, your monthly income, and where you're thinking about going. The comments on these videos are genuinely useful. People find each other there. Next up, Robert is 67. He has a mild heart condition, and he wants to know if Spanish public health care is actually as good as people say, or if that's another thing nobody told him the full truth about. We'll find out. See you there. Slow pan across the Guadalquivir at dusk. The water is flat and gold. A couple sits on a bench on the Triana side, not talking, just watching. Somewhere behind them, a bar is opening its shutters. The city is waking up for the evening. It does this every day, reliably, without asking anything of you. The Mercado de Triana at closing time. Vendors stacking crates. A dog asleep under a stool. The last of the morning's bread going for half price. A retired teacher from Phoenix is walking home with a paper bag of olives and a bottle of local wine that cost 4 euros and is, inexplicably, excellent. A Tuesday in Sevilla. Nothing happened and everything was fine. That, it turns out, is exactly what she was looking for.